Today I'm going to prepare Caldo Santo or caldo de pescado, which is traditionally prepared in Puerto Rico, especially in an area called Loíza, using fish, which you can see here. My grandmother used to do this every Good Friday, but you can prepare this any time of the year. And I'm going to show you how to do this. And it has some natural ingredients, 100%, and it's 100% delicious. And remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create. So here are the ingredients. You're going to have a fish, any type of fish. I'm going with the red snapper. Make sure, the scales are clean out and the fish is clean, You're going to need some cilantro. And if you can find culantro, which is the white leaf, that's perfect. You're also going to need some achiote or anato. In Spanish is achiote, anato seeds. I smash them a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, just to break it down. You don't have to, but I did. You're going to need malanga, yautía, potato, and a pumpkin. You're going to cut it and you're going to peel them using something like this and then cut them. If you cannot find all three, you get a couple, that's fine. You can go to a Latino market or Asian market. You're going to need salt. Sea salt is nice. Any type of salt, I'm going with Himalayan. And you're going to need coconut milk, whatever amount you need. My grandmother from Loíza in Puerto Rico, when she prepared this kind of caldo or stew, she actually used real coconut. She grind it manually and then she squeezed the milk out. But I don't have a coconut, so I don't want to go through the thing. I want to make it simple for you. Buy the coconut milk. And you're going to also need some garlic, which you're going to be mincing. So I'm going to do something slightly different to what my grandmother used to do. I want to sear this fish a little bit. My grandmother didn't do that. She just put it straight up to the pot. Other people just cook it and add the broth on top after they cook it. But I'm going to do a little bit different. That's the thing about this kind of stew. Everybody can adapt it to whatever way they want. I put a little bit of oil. And I'm going to put some salt. You put a little bit more oil. I want the whole thing. Let it heat up for a little bit. And then you're going to add your fish. Oops, slippery baby. After a couple minutes on one side, couple minutes on the other, turn the heat off. Take it away from the heat. And it's ready for the next step. So I'm going to use a caldero, which is the Puerto Rican thing. And I have this one for a long time. This is like cast aluminum, if I'm not mistaken. It's not cast iron. I have for a long time. So I have the medium, the heat medium high. And by the way, I'm not going to use all the amount of ingredients I have. If I have like 3 malangas, I might be using only 2. I have about 5 cans of coconut milk. I'm only going to use 5 cups for now. I have to play it by ear. So what I'm going to do, I have the heat on. I'm going to grab a couple drops from the oil where I was cooking the fish. Not a couple drops, but a couple, just a little bit, just to get it a little bit rolling. And I'm going to add the anato seeds. And nearly immediately, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the coconut milk. And what you see here is how the color is kind of naturally orange. Not too orange, but naturally enough. If you want it darker, you add a little bit more of annatto seeds. And you're going to let this baby mix for a little bit, for a few seconds. Then what you're going to do, you're going to add the roots and potatoes, malanga, that you were cutting earlier. You notice that the pumpkin, I didn't peel them. I just cleaned them up, but I didn't peel because I don't want them to break. Otherwise, if you want to take the peel out, you will have to wait toward the end to add them, a few minutes before it's over, so it doesn't get mushy all over the place. You're going to add what you need. You don't have to add everything, by the way. You're adding just what you need. See, I have a bunch. If you feel that you need more coconut milk and more natto, now is the time to add. Then what you're going to do, some of that garlic, which you could have done earlier, but I'm going to do now. Because I didn't want them burned. That's what I didn't do earlier. I didn't want them sticking at the bottom. One thing you notice, I'm not using onions. That's what I'm not using a sofrito, like the one that I have preserved. Because sofrito have onions and green bell peppers, red bell peppers. I don't want that in this. Hence, I have to go with the garlic and some cilantro. And I was able to find some recao, so I'm going to add them too. You're going to mix them. Get that earthy flavor and smell. And then you're going to add the fish. And once again, my grandmother used to cook the fish from the get-go here. But I wanted to fry them, sear it for a little bit, just to add that, get the flavor out from the get-go. So when I added the flavor is out of the fish already. It doesn't become too, that raw smell of the fish. When you fry that, you take that away by frying it a little bit, searing it, giving it the flavor with a little salt. So when you put it here, the seafood smell is gone, And you're going to let it cook. And when it's cooked, because the potatoes and the yautía and the malanga, you're going to pinch it to make sure it's soft, it's cooked. The pumpkin's going to cook quicker, so you don't have to worry about that. You let it simmer at first, and then you're going to cover it, and then you let it cook. Now that it's simmering, give it a little taste. It's going to need salt, so you add salt to your taste. Mix it up. Cover up. Lower the heat a couple notches more. About medium, a little bit above medium. And just let it cook. So about 20 minutes later, turn the heat to low. So 20 minutes. Pinch the potatoes and the yautía. See, they're soft. This baby's ready.